Yes, everything must go according to plan. Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome to another live stream. I figured I'd do one of these because I haven't done these in a while, and our light is kind of flickering right now. It's kind of in and out right now, but we're just trying to get these fixed. But hey, better lighting, better use. It looks a bit better in quality. So, hi Gavin Vestura. Hello Mason. Hello, the B Gamer Saurus. I don't know if are you a new subscriber? I'm not too sure. Tango Muppet. Holy shit. Bryce Day. Kingzilla 2000. Holy shit. We got a lot of people. So yeah, I just figured I'd give you guys a couple updates on why there hasn't been a live stream in a while. I'm just gonna settle with a nice Coca-Cola 0 calorie. Hi Eric. Hi Bryce. How you guys doing? So yeah, a few updates to give you guys. If you're not caught up on why I haven't done a live stream in probably over 2 weeks, I think. Reason being is that the week after I did my last live stream, our family has been incredibly busy. If you guys have not watched the commentary for The Mask of Zorro, I'd recommend checking that out just to get caught up on the speed. But to put it short, and the reason I titled this live stream according to plan is because my sister got married, and I was heavily busy trying to help the family get that all set up. It was an amazing wedding. It was a fantastic time. Hung out with one of my best friends, and yeah, just overall had a great time. We were there till like 2 a.m. And what's really cool actually is that you know, at weddings you gotta kind of be in a tux, you gotta be in a suit. So I felt like $1 billion. I felt like goddamn Bruce Wayne because we got to ride in limos. It was fucking. We got champagne and shit. It was amazing. So yeah, it was just kind of a fun time. And you know, for the last week and a half, I think, everybody's been hungover. Everybody's just been super tired because that kicked our ass. So if you're wondering why there hasn't been a live stream at all, it's because we just need to recover for a little bit. But now we're back to doing live streams. We're going to try to do these every Wednesday. We're also planning to, I'm thinking maybe having a guest or two come on the air for this. I don't know yet. Let's see what happens. I'm thinking either KPF or JT is Reborn or Nick Jackson. If they want to jump on, that'd be cool. Or even Mason, if you want to fucking jump on, you can do that. We can see what we can do. But yeah, so welcome to the live stream. Now a few updates of while we get started. I have a few announcements to make. Yes, there will be a new King Kong review out tomorrow night. Thinking around 9 o'clock. The new episode will air. And then there will be another episode, hopefully, by next week, like the following week. So you get 2 episodes in 2 this week. And basically what's going to happen is that there's excuse me. There's going to be a there's going to be like 2 episodes coming out in the next 2 weeks. And then the final 2 episodes of the mid-season, which include Fallen Kingdom. I know a lot of you guys have been asking what's happening with the Fallen Kingdom review, as well as the mid-season finale of me doing my own remake riff again. The plan is that those 2 reviews are coming out in December. So expect the BigJackFilms Kong review to be out by around Christmas, and then Fallen Kingdom for around New Year's. I'm still working on them. They're still in production. We're still filming them. We're still getting a few things done for them. But yeah, we're hoping to have things out. I also want to wait till next week in terms of doing any review recording on Fallen Kingdom. That's because next week Nostalgia Critic is reviewing Fallen Kingdom, and I want to see what he discusses and what he talks about before I do my own full review on it, because I don't want to have to end up repeating myself or repeating him, essentially. So that's why I'm waiting on Fallen Kingdom to get into the reviewing stage, because I want to wait to see what Doug has to say in terms of that stuff. So yeah, that's happening. And then yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We got our the review of Rampage will be coming out in January. We also have plans for our 2-part Valentine's Day special in February. It's going to be our first Valentine's Day special, so we're going to make it really extra special. March, you will see a review, hopefully, of the new Power Rangers movie. And April. Okay, April is something I did not expect to happen, but we will be doing a 10-year anniversary retrospective on a certain bad movie You guys probably already know what it is, but what you guys may not know is, technically in the entire run of Big Jack Films reviews, the scripted reviews that have gone on since 2013, March 2013, April 2019, we will be celebrating our 100th episode. Holy shit. Technically, we've done more than 100 with crossovers with, like, the Media Hunter and some other videos and stuff we ran that are in the continuity, but technically this will be our 100th episode all the way through of the Big Jack Films review. It took us this damn long to get this far. But, yeah, we're going to celebrate it in style. We're going to be getting, to that point, we're going to be actually making it a really special episode for you guys. It's going to be a long one, too. Like, the script is, I don't know, 30 pages, and according to a script, you're looking at like a minute to 2 minutes a page in terms of a review, depending on what you put in. So yeah, we're going to be celebrating the 100th episode in April. Aside from that, not much to talk about. I'll keep you guys up to speed as we go along. But yeah, I just figured we open the door to questions and see what comes up. So I'm just like, we also have our Twitter open, so like we'll see if like any of the guys want to, any people want to come on and like be a part of the podcast. I'll probably just try to see if I can get maybe KPF or something if he wants to join me, or anybody else, because I'm gonna try to limit it to one person. Because the last time we had 2 people on here, we fucked up and the video was completely destroyed and we couldn't use it, which was a shame because that was a great video. But yeah, so we're going to open the door to questions. So if you guys have any, let's fire away. Hey, Vizak, it's my buddy Sal from Queen 18's Discord. Yes, I have been kind of using Discord a little bit, meeting some really nice people, which is great. Mr. Calimus, not much, man. How you doing? Bryce Day has a question. How do you have the balls to show an actual plane crash in your Jurassic Park ride review? You know a person actually... Oh shit, really? Okay, so I'll just put this out there. For the Jurassic Park ride review, at the end, if you guys have not seen the episode, there's a bit where we basically essentially parody the beginning of Jurassic Park 3 where the plane crashes into Isla Sorna. I am one of those people who likes to use stock footage depending on the shots. You'll notice that in Kong. You'll notice that in some of my reviews. I do occasionally like to use stock footage. But yeah, like we did want to use a legit plane crash to kind of make it more legitimate. And I had no idea the guy died, Bryce. I was looking at the footage. I assumed he lived. I don't know what the full story is, but I figured I'd use the footage for that. And it was only very brief because, like, I try to make it, especially if it's, like, disaster footage of an actual accident or event that happened that's really tragic. I don't show any of the dead, deceased, or anything like that. I do try to cut away from that because I think that's a little insensitive. So if he did apologize, I do apologize on behalf of the family. And yeah, I do feel bad in that sense. But again, I do try to cut away from that footage. So from any like dead body footage or anything, because that's obviously insensitive and you want to be sensitive to that shit. Mr. Calamimus has a question. Have you seen the Genesis Evangelion? Oh my god. Oh my god. Evangelion. Okay, so I didn't know what the fuck that was until my buddy Joshua Batella, who's been a great contribution to the site, he became somewhat of a fan of Evangelion. That theme song would not leave my goddamn head, and I was curious to see what it was. I think I sat through the first 10 episodes. It's not half bad. It's a good show. It is I think it's considered a mech anime, as I call it. It is a mech anime, right? I'm not too sure, but just seeing all the history with this show, like Evangelion, and how it kind of turned out, like how fucking Robin Williams knew of the damn show and he mispronounced it as Evangelion. How fucking, the same director did Shin Gojira, which is crazy. But yeah, it's so weird. It's so fucking weird that like fucking this show it's a show from the 90s, became this huge cultural phenomenon again, which is great. But yeah, I just find that's fucking hilarious. But yeah, I have to thank Josh and all the guys for getting me into Evangelion. It's a good show. I actually did at a couple of cons cosplay. I forget what the character's name is. He's the kid with the camera and the army equipment. Because I remember watching that show, and there's one fucking nerd in the show who's like holding a camera, filming everything, and filming these little action figures, got long hair and glasses. I'm like, motherfucker, that's me! That's me as an anime form. Holy shit. That's fucking hilarious. So yeah, Evangelion was fantastic, and I absolutely loved it. That's fucking great. But yeah, Evangelion's a good show. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a great anime. It's a really good anime. A lot of fun to watch. Check it out while you can. So there's about that. So what other questions do we have here? Let's see. Considering that Eric King has a question, considering that you have Goku and Android 18 on the show a couple times, I assume you're somehow a Dragon Ball fan, of course. How do you feel about the new Broly movie? I'm excited. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I'm looking forward to how it's especially going to reboot Broly in a way. I do have a theory of how it all kind of comes together, because the whole thing with Broly is that he ended up being shipped off before the planet Vegeta exploded. Now, in the original Broly movie, they explain he destroyed South Galaxy. What if and now that we know because of Dragon Ball Super that whatchamacallit, Lord Beerus ordered the destruction of planet Vegeta because we don't know why, but he's also after the legendary Super Saiyan. What if, per se, Beerus and Frieza decided to destroy planet Vegeta, not off the case of the Saiyans themselves, but they realized that when Broly was born, he was so powerful that it scared them to the point where they're like, you know what? We got to not only get rid of this baby, we got to destroy this entire race of species. So that's why they blew up planet Vegeta, was not because of the Saiyans involved, but because they were scared of Broly. That would be a much better revelation, because think about it, they've been holding off on that, the fact that we find out that Beerus ordered Vegeta's destruction. And in that sense, I feel like that's something that should be revealed to both Goku and Vegeta, and in that sense would lead to more of a conflict with Beerus. And then also, I don't know why, but I think they are building up to possibly Bardock meeting Goku for the first time. Like, I don't know how, but to see father and son finally interact would be fantastic. It's like how Jor-El, or is it Jor-El or Kal-El? I can't remember who the name of Superman's father is, Marlon Brando's character, but it's like, it's when father and son meet. It's great. So I want to see that with the Dragon Ball Super movie. Favorite shows on Cartoon Network as a kid, asks Ned. My favorite Cartoon Network show was always Ed, Edd n Eddy. That was my all-time favorite show. Next to that, probably Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo. I'm trying to think. I like Cow and Chicken, Powerpuff Girls. Courage the Cowardly Dog was a great show. Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry. Those were usually my favorites to watch on Cartoon Network. And when I was growing up in the States, when I moved to the States, I did watch a lot of Cartoon Network. And aside from that, it was mostly Toonami, but I don't consider that part of the Cartoon Network universe. They just aired anime, and that was just kind of the thing to do. Nolan asks, what Godzilla movies have you watched? I've seen all of them, minus the anime movies. I don't know. I haven't been able to check them out on Netflix yet, but I'd rather wait to see the whole trilogy and then decide for myself. But it looks interesting to see a Godzilla anime brought to life, which is something I've wanted to see for years. Bryce Day asks a funny question. Who would win, Psycho Woody or serial killer Forrest Gump? Defy Psycho Woody. Are we talking about the creepy action figure with the creepy rape face? Or are we talking like Woody as Norman Bates, and then with Forrest Gump, is it the same thing? I'm not too sure. I think, honestly, Forrest Gump would probably just set Woody on fire, if anything. Kingzilla asks, any thoughts on the DCEU, DC Extended Universe? I have yet to see Wonder Woman or Justice League. I'm really far behind. I probably would catch them as soon as I can. I am mixed on Aquaman and Captain Marvel, or not Captain Marvel, Shazam. I'm trying to think, as he was the original Captain Marvel. But in terms of the DCEU, I'm not in the mood at the moment. I'm more seeing what's going to happen with the Batman, with Matt Reeves, the Batman, because if that ends up becoming getting going, then I'll be excited again, because I'll be honest, DC, I only give a shit about Batman, and so does the rest of the fucking world, apparently, because everybody likes Batman, but everything else in DC kind of sucks. Zilla Universe has a great question. What are your thoughts on Force of the Penguins? That is one of the funniest fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. I caught that on-demand cable once, and I was howling with laughter. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. If you guys don't know what it is a spoof of March of the Penguins, but unlike the Scary Movie spoofs where they're just not funny and kind of cringy, this one's legitimately funny because all they do is take nature footage of penguins and overdub it with the most crude shit. And it's written by Bob Saget, who you guys might know from Full House and his stand-up. Really raunchy comedian, great guy. He wrote the script and did the voices for it. And also, instead of Morgan Freeman, they got Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson to narrate it, and he has a scene with him and Gilbert Godfrey as a penguin. It's one of the funniest goddamn scenes I've seen between, like, if at all, between these two. Definitely go check it out. Okay, let's see here. What other questions? What's your favorite movie ever? P.S. Worst movie ever. Favorite movie of all time is a tie between the original 1933 King Kong and the 1976 King Kong. Worst movie I've ever seen in my life, hands down, King of the Lost World, aka anything from the Asylum. Anything from the Asylum. Because fuck that company. They make the shitty. I gave them 2 chances. I watched King of the Lost World, I bought it with my own pocket money, and I fucking hated it. And come to think of it, I think at some point I do want to re-review it, because there is so much more I want to say about that piece of shit and just be so angry at it. If you see me watch that movie, it'll be probably the most angriest I've been on the show. Other than that, it would be probably 100 Million BC. That was the second one I watched. I'm like, I'm done. I'm never watching a single thing from this fucking company again. Fuck Sharknado. Fuck all that shit. I won't watch it. So, yeah. Jay Watch, it's worse than Son of the Mask. I'd rather watch Son of the Mask. But Son of the Mask is bad because they just didn't give a shit. King of the Lost World is bad because, like, they knew they were making crap, but they didn't care. They just want your fucking money, and that's the most evil thing. But yeah, so probably the worst is those, and worst. Second worst, I'm gonna have to say Hunchback of Notre Dame too, because the first film by Disney is my favorite animated Disney film, and it's like the way I can describe Hunchback 2 is like you watch the first film and it's like making love to a beautiful woman. Just the greatest woman in your life. Then Hunchback 2 comes along and just flats out rapes it. And you have to sit there and watch it. It's so horrific and painful to sit through. Fucking terrible movie. Piece of shit. Fucking piece of shit. I hated it. So yeah, those favorite movies of all time and my worst movies of all time. Inuyasha Dinosaur asks, what's your thoughts on Mattel's Parasite Office? Okay, I want to thank you for, basically, Inuyasha Dinosaur 101 sending me that information, because I am so excited for that figure, because I used to have the old one. I used to have the old, Parasite Office figure from the Lost World. And in terms of, in terms of the fucking other figures in the series, in the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom line, I do want to get more. I was tempted today to get the, I was tempted to get the fucking, the Ceratosaurus figure. Sorry, I was just dealing with somebody in the chat who, basically being an asshole. First time we've gotten one of those. I'm also gonna, how can I fucking get rid of this guy? I get rid of them. Pin user and timeout, unhide user, remove report, remove. I'm gonna remove this guy because fuck this guy, he's an asshole. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, I'm surprised. That's our first time on this live stream we've gotten a fucking asshole on this show. All I have to say to you, Hans Holtz, who was messaging all that shit in the chat, all I have to say, man, is fuck you. Fuck you. Get out of my fucking chat. So, back to questions. I will answer this question, given better than this fucking guy, than Hans Holtz. Who is better, Batman or Jesus? Fucking Batman. I'd rather worship him than shit like that. Ooh. Honestly, seriously, honestly, like, I hate to keep bringing this up. Fuck Hans Holtz. What an asshole. Gavin this year, oh, you were just at Universal Studios Orlando. How was it, man? I'm wondering how it's doing. And actually, I'd like to bring this up. There's a possibility that in February, I might be coming back to Florida for a little bit. I'm only going to be there for about 2 weeks. But I'm going to actually probably make another trip to Universal. And with doing that, I'm going to try to take advantage of the going to the park. I might be doing something with Universal. I don't know yet. I'm still writing it. Let's see what happens. In a sense. So let's see, what other question? But I already answered you, man. I already answered you. Batman is better than Jesus. Actually, he was Jesus in Dark Knight Rises, so who knows? Response from Asylum movies. Daikaiju still asks, worse than Superman 3 and Batman and Robin. You know what's funny about that, Daikaiju Lukezilla, is that I was just in a review with Nick Jackson on his review of 2004's Catwoman, which is a piece of shit movie. And I told him I'd rather watch Batman and Robin, Superman 3, and The Garbage Pail Kids. Those are better movies, in my opinion. But yeah, I would rather watch Superman 3 and Batman and Robin than any Asylum film. Let's see here. Never heard of Hans Holtz. Yeah, he was some guy in the chat being a douchebag, so fuck that guy. See, most people would ignore it, and I tried to ignore it for so long, but then once they start spamming, you gotta just get rid of them and then tell them to fuck off, essentially. You'd be surprised how, in terms of shit like that. In the words of Blasphemous HD, we're going to edit that out. Let's see here. I'm going to... You're going... Okay, Zilla Universe. You're going to Universal Studios Hollywood in December. Fantastic. A couple of recommendations I would give you. Go check out the Backlot. That should be your first stop. Do the Backlot tour, which will be absolutely fantastic. After that, I would recommend some of the live shows, because honestly, the live shows are pretty fun to watch, essentially. And then do all the other rides afterwards. They're kind of the last things to do. But yeah, Universal Hollywood, I visited there once, and it was fantastic. Haven't been there in actually, I haven't been there in almost 10 years. Holy shit. But for me, like, I prefer Orlando over Hollywood. I mean, I know Hollywood's got Jaws and some Back to the Future stuff and everything in terms of American stuff, but I do prefer Florida because they have the better Kong attraction, they have E.T., they have the Superior Mummy, and they have Jurassic Park still. So those are the 4 reasons I go. Have I ever been to British Columbia? No, but I've wanted to. I've really wanted to go to BC because I know that's where the Ocean Dub guys are, and I love all their work in terms of anime. And I hear BC is fucking beautiful, but I think at some point I will check it out. Plans to go to G-Fest 2019. Yeah, I want to go again next year. It was an absolute blast, meeting all the fans. 50 fans I counted, which was great. But I am definitely going to be going back to G-Fest, hopefully next year if the funds are good. Yeah. Wait, they closed Sinbad? No way! No way, no! Well, no, was it because of some, like, accident I heard that happened? But no, like, because, like, I don't know, because I remember I saw Sinbad for the first time last time I was there. It was fucking fantastic. Mason, if you're coming to G-Fest, yeah, come with me. I'll go with you, man. We'll share a hotel. That'd be great. Hey, Kaiju Psycho Films is here. Kaiju Network, as he's now known. Question KPF. Do you want to see if I can try to get you on here? Like, answer if you want to get on here and be on the show, I will send you the link, and I'll see what I can do. It might take a minute though. I'm actually gonna get the link right the fuck now, just in case we can get a guest on the show. Copy. Yeah. J Watch has an interesting question. Well, there's a couple of good questions here I do want to get to. There's 3 here in particular, but I want to wait to see if KPF wants to get on. God, these lights are just so fucking flickering. I'm sorry if like the quality is like super shit. But that's mostly because the lighting in here is so flickering and bad. Oh my god, it's fucking terrible. So let's see here. Let me see if I can get KPF on here. Did you send me a message? No. Alright, moving on. So let's just get a few questions. The first one here, are you interested in a okay, KPF can't make it, which is fine. Kingzilla asks, are you interested in a live action Dragon Ball reboot? Abso-goddamn-lutely. If you guys have not seen my directing live action anime Let's Talk, I did mention that I would like to see Dragon Ball rebooted with a proper budget, a big, massive budget, and directed by Zack Snyder. So that's my answer to that. Inuyasha Dinosaur, I want to ask, what's your thoughts on Inuyasha the Final Act? I'm only about halfway through, and I'm really digging it. I am getting a bit emotional because they do go pretty much Deathly Hallows on the entire series. But yeah, I am loving it so far. I haven't finished it in a while, though. I was last watching it back in May, but I think I'll try to catch up to wrap it up and finish it. Let's see here. Ned asks, Jack, please come to Vancouver, Washington. Want to see you. I know a friend of mine, Nick Jackson, is in Washington. I don't know if there's any cons there. Maybe, I don't know, but I think at some point I do want to check that out. Kevin O'Bill asks, "What's your favorite Mattel dinosaur figure?" Ones I only own 3. I only own the Gallimimus, Blue Raptor, and I just bought the Dimorphodon. But in terms of the ones I would want the most, probably the Stegosaurus, the Triceratops, and the T-Rex. But I will be definitely trying to get the Brachiosaurus, because that's been confirmed. I want that fucking toy. Which would be great. Let's see here. Bryce has an interesting question. Hey, Jack, if you saw Bloom from Jurassic World as a human, would you date her? We're planning to kind of bring that up in the Fallen Kingdom review as more of a little joke we want to do. So look forward to that. That's all I'll say about that. Gavin Fitzgerald asks, are you going to see Bohemian Rhapsody? No, I heard mixed things about it. I mean, the only Queen bits the only movie I like with Queen it is fucking Flash. Flash! Ah! Love that movie. Here's a perfect question, Jack. What are your thoughts on Disney's rebooting Pirates of the Caribbean, given how you're a fan of the franchise? I don't care. I feel like let me put it like this: the franchise, pun intended, has sailed its course. That ship has sailed. I was really hoping they would kind of wrap everything up, especially with how they hinted Davy Jones at the end, but I just don't care. I just don't care. And whatever they do with it, it's probably going to be a disaster in my eyes. So I'm really just not interested in what they do with the pirate stuff at this point. But yeah, Gavin, I have seen Flash Gordon. It's a great fucking movie. Fantastic film. Absolutely love it. Ned asks, what's better, New York or LA? That's tough. That's really tough, man. I can't really answer that question for you, man. So there you go. Sorry, I just had to refresh the video because I want to get through the video monitor just to see how it's looking. So I'm just waiting for the chat to come back up. Wow, we got 22 people watching. Holy shit. Just see here. I'm just checking all the messages if I'm getting any. All right. Oh, that's good. All right, so let's go more questions. Sorry, I just had to check there because I had to wait for it to load. Pirates of the Caribbean does not deserve a reboot. Yeah, I know. It like, oh, not Haunted Mansion. God no. Fuck that. Like, no. No, leave it as a ride. That's like if they made a Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. That ain't gonna fucking happen. Let's see here. Kevin O'Beal says, please make a Jurassic Park Legacy video on Jurassic World pulling Google pretty quick. Again, as I said before, Kevin, I will be starting up the review portion of it after Nostalgia Critic does his review next week, because I don't want to have to end up repeating what he's doing. So I usually do that whenever I want to review something and then he does it, and I want to wait to see what he does so I don't repeat myself. This is normally what I do. Did you take a video production in high school? No. I actually was self-taught in terms of making videos and films. A lot of my education did come from YouTube back in the early days. Really, yeah, a lot of what I've done is self-taught and self-financed for me. So, never took any film courses or video courses, unfortunately. Oh, God. The new Shrek. Okay, let me put it like this, guys. Post Toy Story 3, I have officially given up on animation. Officially given up on animation. The reason I say that is because everything post Toy Story 3 Pixar has done has been mixed. Everything DreamWorks has done has been ranged from meh to ugh. And I don't even give a shit about Illumination. That new Grinch movie, fuck it. I'm not even gonna go see it. It looks like shit. I've hated Illumination since fucking Despicable Me. I don't know what the appeal of those movies are. I will give credit, the ride's good, but other than that, it sucks. Not honestly, franchise. So, no, it's not Shrek 5. It's going to be a reboot. But, God, fucking Shrek. I liked it growing up, but I've hated it since the birth of the internet. The internet fucking ruined it. Straight up ruined it. And actually, it's unclean. You can't unsee it. You can't clean it up from the memes and internet online. I'd rather watch that shit than the actual movies. So, I'm done with Shrek. Fuck Shrek. And fuck everything DreamWorks does. Except for Kung Fu Panda. And How to Train Your Dragon. And Monsters vs. Aliens. I kinda like that. But other than that, yeah, I'm done with Shrek. Shrek stinks. Fuck it. Inuyasha Dinosaur 101 asks, what was your thoughts on some of the PlayStation Inuyasha games? I thought the Cursed Mask was good, but I'm not a fan of RPGs. I just thought it was a little boring, but I did enjoy a lot of the dialogue. And in terms of feudal combat, I thought it was okay. It needed more characters. It definitely needed more characters. If they did another game, I would be so happy. Like, if they did, like, a Stick of Truth-esque RPG with Inuyasha, I would play the shit out of that. That or some form of, like, or, like, something like old-school EA Lord of the Rings games done with Inuyasha would be great. Let's see here. Kevin says, my thoughts on another MonsterVerse movie called Kong Faro Island. My version without humans, but more dinosaurs and other strange reptiles. Maybe? I don't know. That'd be interesting. Oh, that Kaiju Lukezilla has a great question. What was the worst movie-going experience you ever had? I have two. Hands down, the worst movie I have ever seen in theaters would no doubt have to be the Three Musketeers reboot that was done in 2011. That was in 3D by the guys who did Resident Evil. Piece of fucking shit. There's a part of me that wants to re-review that, because that also ranks in probably the top 5 worst movies I've ever seen. Hated that movie. Absolutely hated it. Fucking The Three Musketeers from 2011. Terrible movie. Garbage movie. The second, I don't know if this would count, because I actually walked out of this movie, was me and Bradley were kind of just sitting around one day shooting the shit in town. And we decided to go see a movie over the holidays. And the movie we were going to go see was, what was that movie? It was some new Disney musical with fucking Into the Woods with Meryl Streep. I thought, it's kind of fantasy. This looks interesting. So we got a 2-for-1 movie ticket. Great, only paying for half a price. We sat down. We begin the movie. We are in the theater for 5 fucking minutes. 5 minutes. And they try to explain the entire plot in 5 minutes and in song so quick that first of all, I didn't know it was a fucking musical. And 2, I didn't understand what the fuck was happening. I was literally sitting there like, really good, Disney logo, movie starts, and I'm just like... I turned to Brad. Are you fucking getting this at all? And he's like, no. You want to fucking leave, man? He's like, yeah, sure. So we walk out. The first 5 minutes of that movie, we walk out, and we go up to the fucking booth, and we're like, can we get our money back, please? Because we just sat through the first 5 minutes. That sucked. So, and this is the best part. Because the guy was like, I was like, wow, was it really that bad? I'm like, yes, it fucking sucked. So he's like, okay, yeah. And this was a different ticket guy. So he didn't know that we paid a 2-for-1. We got double our money back. We got double our money back for that. So basically, yeah, I had a couple extra bucks in my pocket, and we went to bed and we were just like walking out like, that's like 5 minutes, and that sucked. And I think we just went and chilled at the fucking mall or something, or we went to Valley Village and spent money on props and shit. But yeah, Into the Woods. 5 minutes. I couldn't even sit through the first 5 minutes. It was that bad. Piece of shit. Hey, Thomas is here. Our old buddy Thomas, who does the voice of Gabler on our show. If you guys want to go check him out, check out his channel. He's fucking hilarious. Does some pretty decent dank memes, in my opinion. So let's see. What other questions we have here? Kevin asked, do you think Godzilla is viewing as god of the dinosaurs of ancient times, similar to Kong? No, the true god of dinosaurs, Emperor Tyrannus from fucking Attack of the Super Monsters. If you guys don't know what that is, go check out Movie Bob's Schlocktober on Attack of the Super Monsters. But there you go. Let's see what here. Hey Jack, who was the Disney character? Oh, that's a good question. Who was the Disney character that creeped you out when you were a kid? The witch from fucking Snow White was just nightmare fuel. Early days. The movie that was probably like back in the day, some Disney movies did scare the shit out of me. I was petrified at fucking Pinocchio. Like, you think that's a kid? That was Walt Disney's second film, feature film. And you call that a movie for kids? That movie, like, I know the book is dark, but the movie it scared the shit out of me. Holy crap! God damn! But yeah, I still like Pinocchio. Like, I appreciate it more as an adult, but as a kid, it scared the shit out of me. But they're creepy. Okay, you know what? Yeah, Pinocchio. That actually is one of the creepier ones, because there's that guy who's like, they will not come back as boys. And I'm like, fuck me, no, fuck off. Don't touch me. Like, that guy scared the shit out of me. I can't even remember what the fuck his name is. But yeah, that creeped me out. Some of the previews kind of creeped me out a little bit for some reason. Nightmare Before Christmas was a little bit of a freak show for me. Other creepy characters. I can't remember. Like, I can't think of anybody else. I mean, the stepmothers will still might one of my favorites. I liked Ursula. Ursula was great. But yeah, so that's the answer to your question. I like to go see when I answer a question, guys. I can go on a tirade with this shit. Oh, Come from the Jungle Book. He's just creepy. He's just weird. Yeah, there's enough Rule 34 on that shit. Don't even get me started. Let's see. Fucking Coachman. What does that mean? What does that mean, Thomas? I don't know. If you were to make a Godzilla movie, would you make it? Yes. I would make that. I would totally make a Godzilla movie. I would want to do an adaptation of Godzilla '94 with the Stan Winston designs. That's what I would do. What are your thoughts on the trailer for Lego Movie 2? It looks okay, Thomas. It looks okay. I've never heard of the Sandman. Never heard of that. Inuyasha Dinosaur asks, what was your thoughts on the main road attack from the JP novel, and what scary moment would you want to see in Jurassic World 3? I thought actually the way they did it in the novel was pretty terrifying. Probably more so than the movie, but it's really hard to tell. It more reminded, because when I think of the novel, I think of the original concept art for the movie. There's this great piece of art of the T-Rex attacking the Ford Explorer, and it's kind of an overhead shot with lightning. That's what the kind of shot I was picturing in my head in reading the novel, and thinking about that did freak me out a little bit more than the film. I found there were a lot more. There's some in the book, bits in the book that I found just fucking terrifying, but I'm still reading it. I do take my time on that shit. In terms of the book, and then in terms of what scary movie would I want to see in Jurassic World 3? I don't want them to do the goddamn dino human hybrid. I know people have been saying no, but think about how fucked up that would be and how horrifying that would be in the film. Although, funny enough, I did have this interesting dream I had one night. Because with the Jurassic, especially with Jurassic World, Jurassic Park 4 at the time, like I said in my review, I waited 10 to 15 years for that movie. And in that time, much like James Rolfe, I had dreams of going to see it and seeing the movie, and then waking up and being all pissed off it wasn't real. I had a dream about that prior to Fallen Kingdom, where I had this dream where they made a second Indominus Rex, but it was like 5 times the size, like 3 to 5 times the size of than the T-Rex. I had this scene where the T-Rex and the Indominus are fighting, but then the Indominus Rex grabs the T-Rex, the entire thing in his mouth, and swallows him whole like a snake. That, I don't know how you would incorporate that into some form of Jurassic Park movie. Not necessarily the T-Rex, but like the fact that a predatory dinosaur can swallow large amounts of prey whole would be terrifying. That's what I would want to see. Okay, so I think I'm gonna wrap this up now. We're gonna answer about 3 more questions. So there's 2 here I'm gonna answer, and then I'm gonna answer 1 more. So the first one is by Tangamo Mopet, who says, "What's your favorite Harryhausen film?" That would be 1 Million Years BC, and I will be doing a review of that around, I think, August of next year. Hopefully it'll be my first pure Harryhausen film other than Mighty Joe Young. And I do want to start talking about Harryhausen movies, so that will be the first one that gets dropped, because I do have some things to say about that one. The second question asks, by Jared Osborne, "What is your favorite adaptation of A Christmas Carol?" That would be the Flintstones Christmas Carol. Funny enough, I just found that on YouTube today for free, and I watched it again. It's still a great special. I found, like the whole idea of like the story is told as a play, and Fred gets so into character that he actually becomes the character. I love that kind of sensibility they're playing with the with the storyline, that he becomes his character and he never breaks from character, and it's just really creepy and kind of like really disturbing. So he has to kind of break that. It's not only a great adaptation of Charles Dickens' classic, but also just kind of a great Flintstones Christmas special. It's fantastic. I think the other one would have to be Muppet Christmas Carol with Michael Caine, because that one has the definitive Tiny Tim, because when he coughs, you feel his sickness. You feel that shit. So yeah, those are my 2 favorite Christmas carols. All right, last question. I'm gonna see if you got one far away. I'm gonna see which one looks the best. Okay, here's a good question from Bryce Day. Hey, Jack, final question. Hey, Jack, do you think the Gorosaurus suit would be great in Kong 76? Kind of. I think if anything, if they had done a Hollywood-esque Tyrannosaurus suit in that fashion with the same techniques that Toho did, it could have worked, honestly. I really think like that form could have worked. And with the Legend of King Kong that Universal was doing, they originally were going to do it in stop motion, but then they decided that's too expensive. Let's go with a guy in a suit. So they had originally hired both Andre the Giant and I believe Bob Burns, the owner of the original Kong animatronic, and they actually put them in this ape suit with makeup appliance like Planet of the Apes. There are photos that survive of that, and they did test footage, and it didn't come out too well, and unfortunately the test footage, as we know, has been destroyed. But I feel like, but they also had plans to use dinosaurs in suits. In the original storyboards, they have a bit where like the T-Rex is fighting Kong, and then the T-Rex actually grabs Anne in his hands, and right before he's about to eat her, Kong roars, and then he turns and puts it down. So that was going to be all done with a guy in a suit. And the guy who got to do that was Chris Mueller Jr., who did the suit effects for The Land Unknown, The Deadly Mantis, and most notably Creature from the Black Lagoon. I feel like his suits would have been a little too cheap, but I think if they went the same route as something like if the T-Rex looked like something out of like the one from Carnosaur, I think we would have been okay. I don't know, but it would have been interesting. So yeah, guys, that's it for this live stream. I just figured I'd get one out there, get you guys updated on stuff. I was hoping to maybe have a guest on board, but maybe next time. I'm glad you guys all stuck around because we had like a ton of people coming in and asking questions. We had an asshole, which is a first for us, so whatever. But yeah, we had some great questions. I hope we were able to answer any. If you have any more, feel free to leave them in the comments below. We'll probably answer as many as we can. Tune in tomorrow night for the new King Kong review, as well as a King Kong review next week, and hopefully by December you will see the mid-season finales to the shows. So that's it, guys. And of course, as always, if you guys want to mail us, because I have to always do this now in all these live streams and my mail blogs, feel free to send it to this address at BigJackFilms, P.O. Box 326, Queensville, Ontario, L0G1R0. Steve Masters. Feel free. Also, Patreon fund. So, light flickering. I guarantee that's why this is kind of fucking up a bit. So, until the next video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms signing off, and have a good night.